Not from what I understood. There's a man here in Cleveland that assaulted. That's been a doctor over in Beechwood, and now he being indicted for sexual assault.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. They gonna get his ass together. All right, y'all. Hello. I hope y'all enjoyed Smacdkown. If you didn't, you really missed a very solid show. Mom Dukes is coming up the stairs, but it was really, really good. It was all the matches was good on the show. There was not one bad match. If you nitpicking about stuff about the matches on the show, that's your business. But I liked every single one of them. I thought all the matches were great. There wasn't really a lot that was bad, but it was such a good show. It was such a good show from start to finish. It was solid. I loved it so much. Triple H and whoever manned this show, whoever produced each segment, really did a good job because they made clear points of where they're going to go with the next show and where everything is headed going into the Rumble. So let's start off with the very first match of the night, okay? Then we're going to get to the surprises that we saw, okay? So just hold tight. Just hold tight. Give me a minute because I want to make sure I get all the pictures and images that I need to show y'all the story, okay? All right. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. All right, so I think I got everything I need. Okay, so first match of the night was the end of the U.S. title tournament. Okay, the boys was out there fighting, but before they could even start fighting, Joaquin and Raul came in there and took out Umberto and Angel, so they were not a factor in this match between Kevin and Santos. Okay, so I don't even know where the damn thing is. I had it up here too. Oh, here it go. My eye is itching like hell. So this match between Kevin and Santos was really, really good. I enjoyed it. All both men put on an excellent show. Okay, Tears. The Tears was a little upset earlier, but I'm glad she calmed down. Both men put on an excellent match with each other. They work well with each other. You could tell they have decent chemistry. And the high flying was all over the place. Kevin was doing shit I ain't never seen before. Okay. Santos was making sure he was getting it in. It was a fun time watching this match between these two. But ultimately, the match was given. Kevin ended up winning the match, and Kevin is the number one contender for the United States Championship. Now, the whole time, Logan Paul had his coked out ass out there, and he was out there. Hold on, y'all. He was out there getting booed out the rafters because they were in Vancouver, and Vancouver is isn't it like a yeah, but I think it's like a isn't it like a territory of Canada? I think it is.
You know I suck at geography, so I can tell you.
It is like hold on. It's not an American because they said it. Yeah, it's British Columbia, Canada, babe. It's in British Columbia.
Oh my goodness.
It's a part of Canada. Thank you, Donnie. So he was getting booed out the rafters. And of course, oh, Chelsea's from there. Okay. And of course, he was, talking about he didn't want a Canadian to be United States champion. And he was like, I'm one of the greatest champions of all time. And I'm just like, babe, you haven't defended that championship at all. Now, Kevin punched him in his face for his troubles, which I'm not mad at all. And Kevin left and went about his business while Logan Paul rolled out, holding his eyes. He ended up going in the back to the trainers, to which Grayson Waller and Austin Theory show up. And they're like, man, are you okay? Like, oh my God, he hit you in the face. And it was just like, babes, y'all get hit in the face every day, honey. Okay. So Don said LP don't be knowing what he is, what he be, to be honest. He said he was like, why would he ever? And I'm like, but babe, he was. Okay. Kevin's had every championship in the E. He's had all of them. You're the one who's behind the curve, babe, not Kevin. Okay. And that's usually the case. Anyways, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller was taking Logan to the trainer's room. And that's when Cameron Grimes showed up and was laughing in their face, more Logan's face, for getting beat by Kevin. Grayson Waller didn't like it, so he tried to start a little fight. Now, because of that, a match has been set for next week. It's going to be Grayson Waller versus Cameron Grimes next week, which I like that. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little variety. Okay? Now, after that, we had Bobby and them come out there. Now, to be fair, I understood why they came out, and I was okay with it for the most part. His point for coming out there was to announce him being a part of the Royal Rumble. And of course, to let everybody know what the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley was going to do in 2024 and how this was their year. But if y'all recall, for the last couple of weeks, Karrion Kross been making it known that he was not playing with these hoes and that when he got what he needed, he was going to be taking people out systematically, piece by piece. He was coming for everybody. And it looked like he's starting with Bobby and the Street Profits. Bobby was in the ring talking his shit, and then all of a sudden, Karrion Kross's stuff came up on the Titantron, and everything went dark. Then we got Karrion, Paul Ellering, and Scarlett. Scarlett ain't blonde no more. She this deep chocolate brown with some nice little highlights in her hair. And before we knew it, AOP was in the ring taking out the Street Profits and Bobby, fucking them up. Karrion runs down there. They all beat the hell out of them, and the Street Profits and Bobby is laid out. And what we have now is a massive faction of three of the biggest men I've ever seen in my life, one of the best managers in the world in Paul Ellering, and of course, you got a valet in Scarlett, and she's a threat herself. And this is where BFAB gonna come into play. Because you gotta have an ace in the hole. Because Scarlett is gonna be an issue. So you gotta have BFAB come in and be that equalizer for Scarlett. Triple H ain't stupid. He a smart motherfucker, okay? This is what I was saying about AJ Francis and him talking about BFAB not getting on TV. Everything happens in due time. You have to wait. Sometimes you have to wait things out. Sometimes you have to just wait until you can get into your space. Everybody don't get to eat at the same time, but everybody can eat. You feel what I'm saying? You give Triple H a minute and he'll figure it out. You feel what I'm saying? We also saw Ashanti the Adonis on there talking about learning where his place was in the company. And Nick Aldis told him, I know exactly. He said, I don't feel sorry for you because Adonis said, he said, don't feel sorry for me because I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? I'm starving. I'm willing to work. I'm here. And Nick said, I don't feel sorry for you because I know where you are. I know your talent and I know what you're capable of. And he basically told him, I have a proposition for you. But we didn't get to hear nothing else. So we're going to have to wait and see how that play out for Adonis. But I like the fact that other people are getting used. Okay. We're getting to see more variety on the show. And that's smart. I'm liking the rotation. Okay. Now,
Thought that sounded familiar.
yeah.
Rotation.
Period, Jerry. Tell them. Tell them, Jerry. Tell them, Jerry. They don't know. They don't know. Tell them. Tell them. Anyways, Tyler Bate popped up on SmackDown today, which I love that. Okay, we got our British strong style boys. Okay, out there fighting. Okay, Butch needed a partner to go up against Pretty Deadly from last week's little teasing that they did of Butch losing against Dragon Lee. So Butch went and called an old friend, and it was Tyler Bate, and Tyler Bate did spectacular in his first match on SmackDown. I don't know if this is a permanent place for Tyler, but I'm glad that he was there. I'm glad that he was able to perform effectively. He put on a really good match with Pete. They looked great as a tag team. Triple H is really beefing up this tag team division. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I really am. Pretty Deadly ended up losing that match, and the British Strong Style boys got the W. Okay. Now, these two put on an excellent match as well. A lot of people don't be giving me and Yim, aka me, Chin, her flowers. Okay, Don. He going to get lifted, he said, Jerry. Anyways, a lot of people don't be giving me, Chin, her flowers. But let me tell you something. That girl put on an amazing match against EO. They was out there scrapping. They was fighting hard for their life, and Mia was wanted that championship. She was hungry. She was fighting everything EO had. She was countering all that shit. She had an answer for her. Even when her top broke, she went and got some rope, tied that shit up, and they kept on fighting, bitch. Okay, she kept on going. This was the best I've seen Michin look in a very long time, and she should be proud of the performance she put on. She should be proud of the way that she was portrayed and how she looked in this match. She was dominant for the better part of this match. It was just she just fat meat is greasy, babe. She went for that suicide dive just one too many times, and EO was able to get the drop on her and retain. And for once, EO retained that championship without any interference from any member of Damage Control. So shout out to EO for putting on a good match, and shout out for Michin for performing so well and being so good in that match. She really proved that she's, if she's not a future champion, she will be at some point in her career. May not be right now, but it is coming. Okay. Y'all, when I tell y'all this show was rolling and it was very good, it was very good. Now, from the beginning, we saw Roman and Paul get out the car. Kayla was asking them, hey, how do you feel about what The Rock said on TV? And Roman just laughed. He ain't thinking of it. He ain't got nothing. He not even trying to, care about what he talking about. He don't care. He like, whatever. I was like, okay. Okay. Right. So um Pauline was asked what Roman thought about his three opponents heading into the Royal Rumble, what he thought about The Rock and everything, and Pauline answered everything the way he normally do. Roman's gonna stack him up and smash him. Now, what was the last match we saw? I'm missing the match, I know. I'm missing the match.
Triple threat?
I haven't gotten to that yet.
Oh, okay.
So it was the first match was Kevin and Santos. Then it was Butch and Trip and Tyler versus Pretty Deadly. Then it was EO and Michin. Why I feel like I'm missing a match? Am I missing one? Am I missing a match, y'all? I feel like I'm missing one. Hold on. Let me look. No, I'm not missing a match. I'm missing segments. Okay, so basically, we had a segment between Damage Control and Bailey after EO won. Damage Control, was really happy with EO being able to win, and Bailey was just really excited that her plan was coming to fruition. And she was like, now all I have to do is focus on getting to the Rumble, winning, and then Dakota and them was like making sure you challenge Rhea for that championship. And then Bailey was like, my plan for y'all is for y'all to be tag team champion. So the Kabuki Warriors, you're gonna get a tag team title shot next week. And so Bianca came up to her and was like, I'm not coming here to fight. I have no qualms, with y'all. I know. Hold on, she said, couldn't even join my Popeyes because of that bullshit. Bitch, I wouldn't let nobody ruin my damn food. I'ma eat. Bianca rolled up on him and said, I'm not trying to fight y'all. I'm just here to let you know that, bitch, you're not winning the Royal Rumble, okay? Because I'm entering in the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to make sure that I KOD your big-headed ass over the ropes. And then when I win, I'm going to go after you, EO, and get back my damn championship at WrestleMania. That's what I'm going to do. And she like, your little fairy tale shit y'all got going on over here. Oh, baby, it's not coming to fruition. It is not. As long as I'm breathing, you hoes going to always have a problem with me. And that's on period. And she was like, oh, and by the way, Happy New Year, bitch. She walked her ass away. Now Dakota was like, "Now listen, Bailey, your plans, okay, you got a plan and everything is set in motion, but Bianca is a problem, and you the one who got to take care of her because this is your plan and she is ruining it, and you are supposed to be the leader of Damage Control, so you need to handle this." And then they all walked away. So the match has been set. It's gonna be Bianca versus Bailey next week. Okay, so these girls are gonna be fighting. But let me show y'all something that I just saw on Twitter. Let me show y'all, cause baby, people on the internet are funny. You know, they are hilarious. All right, they are hilarious. Now I'm all for people having, you know, their faves and doing whatever it is that they want to do. You know, I don't really knock nobody for loving who they love or whatever the case may be. I'm like, you know, everybody's faves is not always gonna be at the top of the mountain. Like my faves are not always at the top of the mountain. But this girl right here, girl, young lady, they, them, whatever works for you. She says, "Banger, I'm seriously past sick of seeing Bianca beat Bailey. It's been the same poo for years. I actually love Bailey and have for a long time. I've loved her and Sasha Banks being the tag team champs, then two belts. It was epic every match. Bianca is boring as fuck and needs a new thing, to be honest. She's been made to be up and pretty cringy." So let's look at it. You didn't have a problem with Bailey being champion and dominating as much as Bailey did. Bailey beat everybody on the SmackDown roster as champion. And 90% of that time, Sasha was rolling with her to ensure that she won. You didn't have a problem with that. You didn't have a problem with her and Sasha holding all of the titles for almost a year, being champion and running over the entire women's division. You have no problem with that. But Bianca is boring because she constantly beats Bailey. And it's been the same for years. Whereas it's been the same with Bailey for the last couple of years, ever since she re-debuted with Damage Control. Now, she ain't been able to capture no championship, true enough. That's true. Jared, can you give me a cord for this computer? It's on the floor now. I need it so I can plug it up before it goes out. She ain't got to capture the championship, true enough. And I understand that some people want Bianca to be a heel, but she's a face. You're going to have to get over it. And I don't think everybody's supposed to like Bianca. Can you get the cord before this cuts off on me? Everybody not supposed to like Bianca. You can like whoever you want, but I think it's disrespectful when you call her boring. And the match between her and Bailey not going to be actually a good match. It's baffling to me because y'all don't have that same smoke when it comes to the other superstars. You don't have that same smoke when it comes to people like Seth Rollins, who've been champion. By the time we go around to Night of Champions next year, it'll be a full year for him. You ain't got that same smoke for Rhea Ripley, and her championship reign has been trash. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, if you're gonna go at people's neck, your only issue is that Bianca keeps beating Bailey. That's your problem. And somehow that equates to Bianca being boring. Okay. If we being fair, as a heel, Bailey been corny, and it has been corny her entire heel run. And it's supposed to be that way. Ain't nobody shitting on it like that. I'm just telling you. Bailey corny as fuck. What makes Bailey great is the people around her. Now, she's a great wrestler, a great in-ring competitor. But no. No. She said, "I'm not sure if my good sis will win the Rumble again, but I do think Bianca will face EO at Mania, though." She said, "Let me go find this bitch because I got time." Oh, Lord. What the fuck did I just read? I agree with her for the first part. I'm really tired of seeing Bailey versus Bianca and Bailey losing, but they lost me with the rest. Bailey has beaten Bianca. Bianca don't beat Bailey all the time. She's cheated to win to beat Bianca. Nobody complains. But because Bianca is beating her most of the time, that's a problem. I don't understand it. I don't get it because that same argument could be applied to EO constantly winning and cheating to win or winning clean. Nobody has a problem with it. Everybody happy about it. Nobody has an issue with it. Bianca has lost to this woman before. It's not like she's just beating her every time she goes up against her. And y'all don't know for sure if she's going to win in this match with Bailey or not. She very much could lose. So how do you know that she's gonna win? Like, what's going on? Pammy Pockets has been the same person for going on 4.5 years. Why weren't you bored 3 years ago? Because it's Pam and it's not Bianca. If that's your favorite, that's your favorite. You live your best life. But me personally, I'm not gonna call somebody boring simply because I'm tired of seeing them. I don't think that she's boring. I would never say that about anybody. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? These girls have been entangled in a matchup with each other, in a storyline with each other for well over a year. So you're going to see some repeat matches because of that storyline. The same could be said of Roman and anybody else who is currently in a storyline. Maybe I should restate. I'm tired of seeing the same matchup. That's fine if that's what you don't want to see. That's your business. You know what I'm saying? Damn, she just went missing.
Mm-hmm. 2 days before Christmas.
God.
2017.
That's wild. I'm not mad at y'all for not wanting to see them wrestle each other again, but you don't know for sure that Bianca is going to beat her. To be fair, nobody has any either one of them beating the other does nothing for them in the bottom line. Their goal is to get to the Royal Rumble, so them winning just gives them some extra momentum into the Rumble, but it doesn't give them any more of an edge over the other than you would think. So to be honest, I don't really care who wins in this match. It's gonna be a good matchup. They wasn't talking about the WWE TNT sports account was not talking about them Bianca winning or Bailey winning. They were talking about the match itself being a banger of a match, in which we all know it's very possible between Bianca and Bailey to put on an excellent match. Ooh, I'm exhausted. Anyways, child, let us move on. Goodness me. First, I gotta find the right picture. Jesus. Because I deleted it by accident. All right. I found one that I could use. Because I don't know why I deleted that triple threat picture. Oh, I didn't. Here we go. Okay, so the triple threat match was the last match of the night. Okay, and you had LA Knight going up against AJ Styles, going up against Randy Orton. And I have to say, this match was pristine. It was so good. It was so much fun to watch. They was out there working. Okay, AJ Styles was being his dark self. LA Knight was getting his licks in, and Randy was out there DDTing people off the top, off the second rope. He caught AJ Styles with that RKO from that phenomenal forearm, and then here come Romaine. Romaine come down there and fuck up the tempo for everybody. Okay, he came out there and acted a plumb fool. All right, took out all of them. Didn't let them have no moment. You hear me? So Nick stood there, watched the destruction of them. I know I missed it, but Io fucked her up at the closing. Yes, she did. Nick stood there and watched them do all the damage that they wanted to do to all three competitors. This was a triple threat, which means there was no disqualification in this match. But because none of the competitors could compete, the match was dead in the water and it had to end in a no contest. But that was not announced on TV. However, we did hear something. They made sure that the mics picked this up because Paul was standing there next to Nick, and Nick tapped Paul and said, "Hey, I need to tell you something." Paul said, "No, don't touch me." He said, "No, you need to hear what I have to say." He said, "You can tell your client once he get done doing what he doing, congratulations, because his match at the Royal Rumble just turned into a fatal four-way, baby." And then he sashayed his ass up out of there. And Pauline just standing there with this dumbfounded look on his face. And I was telling your stupid ass when we was watching it, that if you could have just minded your fucking business and waited until the person who was supposed to win won, your ass wouldn't have to worry about three other competitors at Royal Rumble. Now Roman got to face off against all of them. Now it's very simple. Roman could beat them all like he did the last time when he had Edge and Daniel Bryan to contend with. You remember that? Roman could easily win because of the interference of Solo and Jimmy, because it's a fatal four-way. Ain't no DQ in them matches either. All right? So, but, and now if Triple H want to be petty, I'm petty. I would have the Rock's music hit and come out there right when Roman get ready to win and let Randy pick up the win with an RKO, and then he be champion. And I had a Rock standing up there clapping and smiling and shit. I sure would. Sure would. I'm petty as fuck. I sure would. I definitely would. Now, Smackdown was real good. It set up a lot. It set us up for a lot. Now, next week, we're going to have Grayson Waller going up against Cameron Grimes, okay? We also going to have Bianca going up against Bayley. And we also going to see, what else did they tell us we're going to have next week? They said something else. But next week is going to be a very interesting show, okay? So we got 3 weeks until the Royal Rumble, all right? So we got next week on the 12th, the 19th, and then the final day before Royal Rumble, which is the 26th. Child, it's going to be an interesting day, okay? The Royal Rumble is on the 27th. That Friday is the 26th. And that's the last day before they can do anything. So we're going to have an interesting thing because you got 3 very angry and vengeful competitors all going after Roman at one time. And of course, Roman is going to remain arrogant and unbothered, but he brought this on himself. Had he had just minded his business and waited until the match had ended, there would be no issues here. He could attack whoever he wanted. It is what it is. But he chose to attack them during their match. So whatever he got, he earned. Okay? Now, Royal Rumble is January 27th. Okay? Perth is when they're going to have Elimination Chamber. This is going to be in Australia on February 24th. I'm sorry. It was January 27th for Royal Rumble. February 24th. Is that the... I set your birthday party for Elimination Chamber. Your birthday dinner is the day of the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, so we may have to change that.
So, I'm sorry. I forgot. Elimination Chamber is the final pay-per-view or the final PLE before we head into Royal Rumble. Headed into WrestleMania 40. Now, this is going to be a convoluted show because we don't know what the hell is going to be going on with WrestleMania 40 and the main events. Okay, it's a lot that's going to be happening that week. You've got Friday, which will be Hall of Fame and SmackDown. You're going to have NXT Stand and Deliver the next night. And the first night of Mania is going to be later on that day. You're going to have Mania on Sunday as well. And then you'll have Raw on the 8th of April. All of them coming from Philly. All of these shows will be in Philly. Philadelphia gonna make a mint off of WrestleMania 40. Okay. Chamber come on at 4 a.m. You should have time. It do come on at 4 a.m. Thank you, Pierre, because I forgot that it was coming on in the morning. I had time because Gerard party don't start till like I set the party for like 7. So yeah. Thank you, Pierre. You was looking out for me. I appreciate you. Huh? I'm gonna be up. I don't go to sleep. I'm gonna be awake. Me chin more like got me chin not the fuck in. I'm just gonna tell you, you corny for that. Mia put on a good match. Whether she got knocked out at the end, it makes no never mind. It took a lot for EO to even get to that point. Majority of that match, Michin had EO, so y'all give Michin a little bit more respect than that. Any whoosies, heading into next week. Okay, they didn't announce what was gonna be happening on next week's show for Raw, but they did give us a little bit for NXT. Okay, so Cora, fuck ass Cora, is gonna be going up against Gigi, and you're gonna have the Out the Mud going up against Tony and them for the tag team titles next week, and the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic starts next week. Okay. So we got a lot going on. Now, this past Thursday, they had a preview special of 2024 with all these superstars featured on there and a bunch of stuff. Okay. Now, what they announced was fairly simple. They told us that WrestleMania Backlash, well, Backlash is just Backlash. Backlash is going to be emanating from France. So this is going to be Backlash France. This is going to be on May 4th. Okay. And then they're also going to have SmackDown in France. So on the 3rd of May, you'll have SmackDown. And on Saturday, on the 4th of May, you'll have Backlash. Okay. Now, also, they announced Money in the Bank being in Toronto, as well as NXT Heatwave. So you're going to have Money in the Bank. Friday, you're going to have SmackDown. Saturday, you're going to have Money in the Bank. And then Sunday, NXT Heatwave is going to happen. It's going to be a full weekend of WWE, child, okay? They also announced when Bianca and Montez's new TV show will hit Hulu, and it's called Love and WWE. It's going to come out on February 2nd. And I hope y'all watch it and give Bianca a good and Montez some love for the WWE Universe. Also, there were 2 announcements of the Royal Rumble entrance. Shinsuke Nakamura made his declaration for the Rumble, and so did Becky Lynch. Okay. She declared for the Royal Rumble as well. All right. So that's what happened on the show, child. Okay. That's what had happened. He said, but was it funny? No. You thought it was funny. Which is fine, but I'm mad at you anyway because you also bullshit. It was 9 o'clock in the morning. I think it was. I don't even remember what time it was. I saw that damn picture. He go ask me about Dunkin' Donuts like I'm just sitting in the shitty ass Dunkin' Donuts. He was petty. I'm mad at him. So nothing you say is funny today. I'm pissed. I'm pissed with you. It can earn a light chuckle. I ain't giving this shit. Yes, fuck ass says join the night water. That's my favorite phrases. I can't with her. She's stupid. It's such a cute picture of them. It is. I'm glad they having their show. It's gonna be interesting to watch. Not it was. Nah, shut up. Shut up, Don. So again, like I said, Montez and Bianca are gonna have their own reality TV show. They talked about it a little bit on the special about how it was something that they had to get used to, but eventually they really learned to enjoy giving people an insight into their they said cannabis can make exercise more enjoyable. I gotta get high so I'll exercise. It's legal here. I don't know how much the legal amount you can hold is, but whatever. Anywho's, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. I do not have anything else. This show went by fast because SmackDown went by fast. Boy, fuck you. SmackDown went by fast, so this show was going by fast. It was a very, very interesting show. So next week, um, the 13th is gonna be TNA's Hard to Kill. That's gonna be the first pay-per-view in under the TNA banner. It's gonna be the first PLE under the TNA banner. So I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna try and go live after it, and that's gonna be on Saturday. So I will talk to y'all about it then. Next week, CM Punk is supposed to be on Monday Night Raw. He is scheduled to be there. Um, so we're gonna see what's gonna happen next week. And CM Punk is still in his feelings about Seth, and Seth is in his feelings about him. So we're gonna see where everything lands when it comes to Monday Night Raw. Rhea Ripley said on the show that she was tired of she was tired of R-Truth invading his day space. He's not a part of Judgment Day or whatever. And I'm pretty sure Monday they probably gonna end up attacking R-Truth and beating him down or whatever. So we'll wait and see how this is all gonna play out. But y'all, thank y'all for coming into the live today, because I'm not gonna hold y'all too long. I'm gonna go eat my brisket and watch TV with my babes until I get ready to go to sleep. And I will see y'all next Monday after Monday Night Raw, and we'll chit chat about Raw and all the stuff we've been hearing about all over the newses and everything. But I will say this before I go. I see now all over the dirt sheets, Fightful. I'm seeing it on. We just watched it on Busted Open Radio this past Wednesday. I'm seeing it on all of the dirt sheets, Cage Side Seats, Wrestle Talk, all of them. They all saying the same thing, that The Rock and Roman's match don't need to have a belt. But you just remember who said the shit first, okay? You remember.
It was me, bitch.
Right. You remember that I was the one who said that from the very fucking beginning. Okay? It was me. These niggas never want to give me my props.
You said you gonna slap me, bitch?
In front of my friends. They don't never want to give me credit for nothing. I had to pull a little Richard on them. They don't never want to give me credit. I invented everything. I've been saying it for over a year. And because Sean Ross Sapp and the rest of the boys say it, everybody want to follow and believe it. Nah.
Oh, no.
Nah. Y'all not going to play me like that. Y'all going to give me my motherfucking props, goddammit. Okay? I'm going to go. Let me get the rest of these comments in here. Hulu probably will have them a nice little check too. Okay? I want to see what kind of coins. I want to get the coins, honey. I need my money. My money. He said, my good sis has been vindicated. Again, period. That's right. All right. Y'all have a good night. I hope y'all enjoyed SmackDown. If you haven't seen it yet, and you can watch it if you are able to record it like I can on Hulu, you need to watch it. It was a really good show to actually sit down and watch. It went by really quickly because it was that fun to watch. Okay, there was only one woman's match, and it was Mi Chin and Io Sky's match, but it was a solid match between the two of them. I'm telling you, everything about SmackDown was excellent this week. It's well worth the watch. I will see you guys Monday. Y'all have a good weekend and a good night.